Hi, and welcome to the next episode of the Naria Lemaire Show. I'm so excited to bring this next episode to you. And I'm your host, Naria. I'm a registered dietitian who specializes in weight management, health, and overall wellness. Today's episode is all about, are you trusting the right person with your health? This is brought on by so many comments I've received from you guys, various emails, and even client stories that I'm going to share today. Who are we trusting, and should we be trusting them? Now, as many of you know, this show is just me giving you guys tips, giving you guys different case studies on my clients, meaning I don't have other people that I'm interviewing. I would definitely appreciate your subscription, like, sharing, and comments. Let me know what you want to learn. I want to make sure that I'm giving you value. So make sure to do those things, and if you have any questions, you can also email me, narialemaire@gmail.com. Now, I did an episode a few months ago about this, so I'm briefly going to explain this story. It was about one of my experiences with a doctor when I was looking to pursue my weight loss journey. Now, I remember going to the doctor, and it was like for a physical or something. I think I had to do it for school. I'm not too sure. But I remember thinking, I need to talk to the doctor because I'm concerned about my weight. I need to do something now that I'm younger, that I'm able to do these, and that I want to. I'm like ready to do these things. So I go to the doctor, and they do the labs, they do all these things, and the doctor says, by the way, do you have any questions, any concerns? And I say, yes, I am concerned about my weight. I feel that my weight's high. I want to work on weight loss. I want to learn about nutrition. And the doctor says, oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we noticed that your weight's a little high. They noticed it, but didn't mention anything. Okay. Let me give you something. So he goes out. He comes back in like 5 minutes, and he gives me a paper on, guess what? If you can guess, please comment below. What was the paper holding? The My Plate, or back then it was the pyramid. Yeah, thank you. I could get this on Google. I don't know if you knew, but this is literally on Google. Obviously I need more than a paper. So he says, yeah, just, more fruits, more veggies, get some activity. All right, bye. And I'm thinking, wow, I knew, education isn't the problem, right? Because I could have Googled that, what to do to, eat healthy, what to do, and so forth. I need guidance. I need someone to help me here. And I'm asking you, as someone that I'm trusting with my health, I'm trusting you to give me the right advice, to put me on the right path. And I don't feel you did that. I feel like I'm even more confused now towards who do I trust? Who do I ask? And guess what that led to? This crazy various events, really deep rabbit hole of the search. Talking to different nutritionists that were not qualified, were giving me the most bad, just horrible advice. And I'm thinking, all these healthy people are doing this? That doesn't make sense. What on earth is happening? Why is no one helping me here? And the people who wanted to help, and I feel like a lot of the times nutritionists that aren't dietitians, I feel that they do mean good. Not always, but a lot of times I do feel that they do mean good, but they don't provide the right advice. Generic advice is not going to be for everyone, right? We all know we need to follow the healthy plate. We all know these basic things, but how does it fit into my life? How do I do this? I'm having difficulty, right? And because no one was able to answer it, and one of the most, I think a lot of the times we put so much confidence and trust in doctors. And we say, hey, if anyone's going to help me, it's going to be you. We put so much trust, and if we get to that point, and I hope that you don't get to that point, of course, that they let you down, they don't give you what you need, they tell you no, it's not a big deal, they give you a piece of paper. Or for me, when I was pregnant and super overweight, the doctor wrote on a paper, you are fat. When you experience these things, you learn, unfortunately, little by little, that you are not trusting the right person. And maybe you just came across the wrong doctors over and over and over again. If you've been blessed enough to find a doctor that is pro prevention and pro what you need, hold on to them with your dear life, I'm telling you. So anyhow, this happened, and you know the rest. I went to school, became a dietitian, opened my own business, and now I love what I do. I love what I do so much. I get to clear all that confusion. I get to listen to people and hear what they need. I get to learn what the root cause is and teach them how to improve it. No putting band-aids on ulcers that have maggots. Nah, no, no, thank you. We don't do that here in my company. We actually want to fix the root problem, right? And I think right now I just feel so frustrated because it's been almost 2 weeks, friends, that I'm consistently getting these feedbacks from my clients and even prospects. I went to the doctor, I got these labs. Let me share these labs with you. What do you see? And I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty high. Like, what did the doctor say? And they said the doctor said they were a little bit high and sent me on my way. I'm like, okay. Did they refer? Did they do any referral? Please, for the sake of my sanity and my sleep tonight, tell me they referred. Yeah, no referral. No referral. Just just go do more activity. Friends, to me, it's so frustrating to hear these stories. Now, I will say many times working in clinics, our ability to help patients is dictated by insurance companies. Because insurance companies will say, hey, dietitian, you have 10-15 minutes with the patient. And yeah, guess what? Those 15 minutes accounts or includes reviewing the chart and kind of seeing what the problem was and then talking to them. So when you get to the patient, it's not really 15-20 minutes. It's really like maybe 10 minutes, if that. So then you go and see the dietitian or whatever provider and you feel like this is really quick. Why are they rushing me out? Most of the times, friends, it's not that we want to rush you out. It's just the insurance companies are just pushing that you only have 15 minutes to see these people. And if you take more, that's on you. That's on you. We're not going to pay you for that amount of time. But having my own company as a dietitian gives me freedom. I don't get to listen to insurance companies telling me I have 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or an hour with my clients. And my clients know that. If you need whatever amount of time, trust me, we will have it. I need to make sure that I'm making your path to health as simple as possible. I need to make sure we're getting to the root problem. We are going to figure it out. And guess what? That usually takes more than 10-15 minutes. And it takes more than just reviewing the chart really quick for 5 seconds and then going on. It takes me listening, to active listening. Not just sitting there in a room and pretending I'm listening, but I'm actually really in a rush and knowing that I have the next patient. No, I blocked out this period of time. We are here, active listening. Let's go. Let's go here, because I need to know that we are fixing your problem, right? And that's what I love about what I do. So when my prospects come to me, they know based on my client feedback, which are on my website, or maybe they know my clients personally, or maybe they know me, or they've seen my social media. They hear what I teach and how I teach and what I care about. I think that's the biggest thing. You have to know that the person you're hiring, you're working with, cares about you. Now, let me review these 2-3 recent unfortunate events that really just got me very annoyed. Now, I recently had a prospect tell me, hey, I went to the doctor. The doctor did some labs. I believe they went to, it was either a physical or emergency room visit. And they do some labs, and this is a very young person, under 20 years old. And I'm speaking to the family here. Everyone's here. And the doctor does the labs. They go through all the labs, and the A1C was a little high. And before they mentioned what the doctor said, they said, Nari, like, what do you have to say about this? So I told them, like, hey, if anything, I'm concerned about this A1C because the individual's very young, very, very active. The A1C is high, though. Like, that would be concerning to me at this point. And I said, I'm curious. What did the doctor say? What was their feedback? What was their suggestions? Did they do any referrals? Please tell me yes. And they say, yes, the doctor mentioned that the A1C was a little high. And to do something about it, and sent them home. Friends, that makes my blood boil to new levels of boiling. You're telling me that someone that we're supposed to trust, and most often than not, we put them at the high tier, and they said you should do something about this high 1AC for your child and set you on their way. Didn't give you one piece of advice, didn't tell you who to talk to, They didn't even recommend go talk to your PCP or talk to your PCP to refer you to a dietitian or even a health educator. Like, oh my gosh, anything. She says no. She says we're very frustrated because not only did it happen with the child here, the young person, but it also happened with the spouse. Very similar situation here that the doctors tell them they have the problem and aren't actively doing something. So they said, Nari, now we're here with you. We're bringing you all this information. My child is going through all of this, and everyone's telling them that they're okay, but they're not. I talk to the individual. I hear everything they have to say. I know what the labs are saying. And friends, this is a type of situation that if they would have just said, hey, you know what, we're going to do something about it, which could be, you know, I don't know, taking walks every day, that wouldn't have been it. That wouldn't have been it. A lot of frustration here, a lot of sadness, a lot of disappointment with the family. Now that they've been working with me, it's been about 3-4 months, and I like to get new A1Cs, which we're actually going to do next, just to make sure the whole plan is working well. The ease of calmness has just increased so much. There's trust built and between the client and myself, the family and myself. Something that they wanted to find with their doctor using their insurance, it didn't happen. Now I will say 99% of my clients have insurance. Yeah, that means they usually have access to dietitians, they have access to doctors, they have access to these things, and they've tried it and it just failed them. And not only once. When people come to me, it's not like, oh, I went to a dietitian to work out, or I went to a doctor to work out. No, usually people come to me when they're very frustrated, when they're upset, when they're disappointed, when they're annoyed, when they're angry, and they feel that they have to take control of their health. That's when they come to me. That's when we get into action and we get it done. We get it done, friends. Now, that was something that happened a while recently, and it just like sticking in my mind to where, you know, I remember myself being at the doctor asking them about my weight and just giving me a paper. This isn't gonna help. Doc, like, dude, this isn't gonna help, right? I had another recent prospect. She went to the doctor, very young, in her mid-30s, and goes to the doctor, gets the regular labs and so forth, goes over everything. The doctor notices that she has low iron, gives her some supplements. That's great. The client goes back home and reviews all of her labs, because the only ones she reviews with the doctor are the iron labs, right? Nothing else was reviewed, so she's saying everything is great. She's assuming everything's great. She goes home, she opens her portal, she goes over the labs, and then she realizes that her A1C is a little high. She's like, okay, so she's not pre-diabetic. She's never been. She saw A1C of 5.7. She emails the doctor. She's like, you didn't mention the A1C was high. Like, do you just have no concern? Is that hello, what's happening here? So she makes another appointment with the doctor. And this is funny because the doctor did not put the diagnosis of prediabetes until the patient emailed the doctor about the A1C. So then the doctor puts the diagnosis after the patient emails her about it. So then she sees the doctor, and at that point she has a diagnosis of prediabetes, and the patient's like, so did I just diagnose myself? Like, what happened here? Like, I don't know what's happening here. Why didn't you talk to me about this before? She's very frustrated at this point, which I can totally understand. And again, boiling my blood even more, friends. I'm telling you, one day I'm just gonna boil out of my body. The doctor says, yeah, that's right. Your A1C is high. It's true. I put the diagnoses. But, you know, you're young. You're in your 30s. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Just make sure you're eating fruits and veggies, getting some walks in. And that's all you got to do. And she's like, okay, I do take walks. So obviously that's not, like, I need to do something different. Right? If I'm not doing nothing different, how am I going to expect different results? Hello, insanity. And that's literally the only thing the doctor says. She says, yeah, so that's really it. There's nothing else we really need to do. Have a good day. So anyhow, client goes back home, annoyed, frustrated. Again, similar like the other family, very disgusted, upset, angry, reaches out to me, shows me the labs, and again, she's like, Naria, like, what do you see here? And it's just the whole, not just the one you see, but the whole picture here. We go over it, and again, we develop an individualized plan to get her good and really build a strong foundation of nutrition. So when we're done working together, she can have her roadmap to success. And did everything great. We tested her again. I believe it was, usually I test everyone, or I like to test them every 3 to 6 months. I believe with her it was in 3 to 4 months. That's when she got the appointments. She did her A1C again, and it was 5.1 or 5, something like that. Then she was chill. She was relaxed. She's like, oh, this actually worked. And the thing is, and this is what I love about what I do, I simplify it. She was like, Nari, I didn't think I could drop my A1C like over what we did. I'm like, I know. I know. Usually no one thinks like, this is it. Over complicating anything in life, it will kill your long-term success. So when I work with anyone, I think, okay, how can we simplify doing this? I think, what is a 13-year-old willing to do if they're home alone and no one's going to cook for them? What are they willing to do? What's the easiest thing that they're willing to do? I always think, what's the easiest thing? What would a 13-year-old be willing to do? And that's my approach to things. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm working with adults. Let me have a little bit of complication here because I know they're probably already stressed, not only because of what's happening with their health, but in life. And, none of that stuff, okay? We're going to simplify it. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it sustainable. There's no reason to make it crazy. It is very rare that I have to remove something, and usually when I do, it is for a limited period of time. Of course, during health conditions, we do have to remove some foods, but for most of the individuals I work with, that's not the case. Now with her, everything's great. I love to check in on my clients. If you're my post client, you already know we're not just done and I disappear from the planet. No, we still have some check-ins. I need to make sure that you're still good. And that's for you, and also to make sure that the program's working, and then I'm always continuing to progress the program. Now friends, those are a few things that have been in my mind and obviously frustrating me. So my question to you today is, are you relying on the right person? Are you relying on them? Have they done right by you? And again, I am not putting anyone down. I've met amazing doctors. I've met amazing nurse practitioners, dietitians, nurses, everything. I've met amazing ones. But I feel that most of us tend to, at least initially, give all the power to one provider, and that's usually the doctor. And again, sometimes it works great. You have an amazing doctor, and I love that. I love when I see that. But and again, I work with so many people that I see it too often that it doesn't work that way. So friends, I ask you, are you relying on the right person? And if you are, great. If you're not, or if you feel like, hey, this is a little iffy, what are you doing about it? What are you doing to take control of your health? Because guess what? If we have all the money in the world, but we don't have our health, what do we really have? What do we really have? Are we going to enjoy our time with our kids, our grandkids, our spouses, our families, our friends? Are we going to be able to do day-to-day things and actually enjoy them? That's the thing. When I work with people who, let's say they want to sign on with me for just weight loss, if the only thing you're focusing on is weight loss, we are not going to be a good pair. Because I focus on the process. I focus on the journey. I focus on your labs. I focus on your inside out. I need to make sure we're working on your circadian rhythms. I need to make sure that you feel your best. Imagine losing weight and then feeling like trash. Imagine losing weight but not being able to enjoy foods you love. Imagine that. You've lost all the weight, but now you can't enjoy time on holidays or vacations. You're in Mexico. You can't have those bomb tacos. Forget about it. When I'm in Mexico, you're going to find me eating those tacos and that Mexican Coke because it is amazing, okay? Now, you have to think about what your goals are. If you want to do a health wellness journey, why? Is it just for weight loss? There's so many other nutritionists that will have a ball helping you just to lose weight. But if you want to work with me, you have to know this is really a journey. I take your health beyond seriously. I need to get to the root cause of your problems. I need to make sure that you are feeling your best and you are improving your relationship not only with yourself, but your body. This is a big deal. This is a journey. So again, I ask you, are you trusting the right person? And if you are, great. Now, I would love to hear your comments. Comment below and tell me, yes, let's go. I got the right doctor. I got the right dietitian. I got the right nurse. Let's go. But if you don't, send me an email. Let's talk about it. narialamere@gmail.com. I love to hear your feedback, your stories. It really gives me more ideas of what you all are struggling with to give you more valuable content on here. All right? Till next time, have a good one, friends. Bye. And don't forget to subscribe.